Dean Smith looking good there in the suit. He's suited and booted. We've got the squad ready. I mean, this is going to be a great game to watch, isn't it? Hello and welcome back to Heart of the Holt. We're here with a live reaction to the playoff final. This is my first time watching it back after seeing it, obviously live in the flesh. I'm here with Dan Wiseman, as always. Dan, first of all, how are you doing? Second of all, we'll run through the team.
Yeah, I'm not doing bad, mate. Hit me with the starting lineup.
Starting lineup, here we go. Dean Smith's 11 at Wembley is as follows. Jed Steer in goal, Ahmed El Mohammadi, Axel Tuanzebe, Tyrone Mings and Neil Taylor make up the back four. We've got John McGinn, Conor Hourihane and Jack Grealish as our midfield three, and then a front three of Albert Adoma, Tammy Abraham and Anwar El Ghazi. Now, personally, Dan, I'm looking at this lineup and I'm thinking, where the hell is Berkey Bjarnason?
Very good.
He's not even on the bench.
Yeah, I think it was only you and I that thought that, to be honest with you, mate.
Genuinely.
But no, I'm looking at it. I remember being pretty happy on the day. I think if I speak correctly, then neither of us were at this game.
I was.
Did you get there in time before you went out?
Oh. I managed to make it. So yeah, I mean that's mental. Actually, I completely forgot that you weren't there.
Yeah, so I was there for the Fulham game the season before, but I was out in the States whilst this was on. So I got up to watch this at around 6 o'clock in the morning. I got back and watched the full 90 once I got back, but this is the first time that I've seen it in a good few months actually. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, mate. Axel, who we all know his qualities. It's only really when you look at this team now that you realise just the amount of quality that we had.
Definitely. I mean, look at John McGinn doing what he does best at McGinn spin.
I missed that, mate. I missed that.
You're even looking at some of these Derby players. Obviously, you've got Ashley Cole. Fikayo Tomori, who's obviously gone on to have a very good season with Chelsea, with his parent club, back with Tammy Abraham, of course. But, I mean, you look at both of these teams and I think especially I look at this Villa side and think definitely too good for the Championship. Possibly this side right there with Tammy, with Axel, would we be better off with them in the Premier League?
Well, I think it's certainly a very interesting. Well, I think we would have been better in the sense that, you know, if we're taking like just pure ability out of the question, I think if we did if we did keep the spine of that team and then filled in this like the signings around it. So, you know, say if we'd gone for Axel instead of Engels or something like that, and just tried to keep as much of the squad that we could have, as well as making the necessary improvements. I think just in terms of on a chemistry level, and I think we've seen a lot of times this season where you can just tell that the players necessarily haven't played, a prolonged run of games together, as many games as this side did in the Championship anyway. And I think if we had just kept maybe a couple more of the players, maybe pushed to sign Axel on a free, I don't know what the situation was. I imagine we must have looked at Tammy. And, you know, obviously, there would have been very hard to sign Tammy, especially. I do think we could have gone and got Axel, actually, given how, you know, he hasn't really entered the fore at Man United. But had we got those players, I think we might have been slightly better off, yeah.
Definitely. I mean, looking at the players now, there's so much confidence and swagger. Even, you know, we've just seen the Derby fans do the Poznan in front of the Villa players, and nothing is phasing these boys. Anwar El Ghazi is a man on a mission. Conor Hourihane throwing himself into every single challenge. It's what you want to see week in, week out from Aston Villa.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think we've been on the front foot here early on, which is good to see, because I think obviously we all know how big nerves will have been going into this, and these are the kind of moments you hate in a playoff final, aren't they, mate? When the big fans are on the penalty box, like, goodness gracious me.
Ball coming in from the corner, Axel, it didn't fall to him quite, but then, you know, we've managed to keep the pressure on. Elmo's put the cross in, Grealish on the ball at the moment. You're just looking at this and you're thinking, wow, these guys really are here for the taking. You don't get opportunities like that with a team who's prepared, I don't think, and it's unfortunate that it falls to Axel when it does, because, you know, if that's a Tammy, he's surely rustling the net straight away. Dean Smith gurning, as always, on the touchline. You can never get a nice photo of Dean on the touchline.
No, he certainly can't. But this is, bless him, because once you see those midfield three, of McGinn, Grealish and Hourihane start knocking that ball about, Dan, that is really going to put Derby on their back foot. And that's what Frank Lampard is going to be wanting to avoid, is letting Villa start to control these middle areas of the pitch.
You've just got to look at who he's kind of picked as in terms of his midfield personnel. You've got Tom Huddleston, who's obviously 34 years of age, so he's not going to be the quickest. And you also look at Richard Keogh, Ashley Cole. There's definitely places there that Villa have and are currently exploiting. As we can see there, Grealish has just absolutely bodied Mason Mount and showed him who England's best young attacking midfielder is. And we're finding the vulnerable spots in this side very well. And Jack Grealish is a man on a mission.
I think one of the things that I just want to wind back a few minutes as we watch Tom Huddleston bring this ball over the halfway line is that Anwar El-Ghazi does a lot. Obviously, we talked about how much he's got going forward, but going back, we saw a lot with that last. You were talking about Jayden Bogle bombing on down that right hand side. It was Anwar that sort of nipped that in the bud, went shoulder to shoulder with him, and won that ball back. And I think, obviously, his attacking exploits and that he takes a lot of plaudits in that regard. But he's a hard worker, and you can see him there out on that left wing. He's dropped right back in with Neil Taylor. He's not afraid to get back and get his hands dirty. When I saw Anwar then actually broke fast, didn't he?
Yeah.
For this game, which is a huge testament to the character of the guy and the dedication which he has to this team and this cause. With obviously going through Ramadan at the moment, he's broken fast to get some vital fuel on board for this game. Let's hope he can get himself a due reward and hopefully see himself with the trophy at the end of the day, mate.
That would be fantastic, mate. We would love to see these Villa boys holding that trophy. I'm sure it would be many a lad's lock screen for months to come, if not years to come.
Lock screen, absolutely. You just got to weather this storm here, Mr. Morgan.
Ashley Cole is absolutely on strings here, on strings. Who would have thought that Ahmed El Mohammadi and Albert Adoma would have the illustrious Ashley Cole on strings
on
the Championship playoff final?
Making him dance out on that wing.
He really is.
It's something. I mean, so much glory out on this pitch, no doubt, for Ashley Cole. All of those England caps, all of those FA Cup and League Cup glories. This one, however, a little bit different. Probably not used to playing against a winger of that quality in Albert Adoma. I imagine he's perhaps some tough tasks, but Uncle Albert out on that right provides. How can I phrase this? A unique skill set.
Fantastic, isn't it? And as we can see here, John McGinn falls, but advantage is played on. Conor Hourihane sweeps the ball forward. We've got Albert Adoma rushing to put the ball in. Comes back to Elmo. Ball's put in. El-Ghazi, what a header! Gosh, there we go. It was only a matter of time before El-Ghazi scored at the back post. Beautifully delivered by Elmo.
What a goal.
Coolly, calmly. It's not that often you see a diving header. El-Ghazi, what a goal, my son. 1-0 for the Villa just before half-time. What a goal, Dan.
Mate, I've always said diving with your shoulder is an underrated element of a football player's ability that needs to be maximised. And what Anwar's done here is people say that it's an accident that this has missed his head and gone in off his left shoulder. I completely disagree. I think if you watch him get the run on Bogle here, he dives in with that shoulder and it's a beautiful finish. Balotelli did it for City. We've seen those little nonchalant finishes with the shoulder before, and I think this is just pure class. Missed header, no. Deliberate shoulder, absolutely. 1-0 to the Villa.
And a very beautiful ball from Conor Hourihane, which completely took Ashley Cole out of the game, forcing Fikayo Tomori to come out to Albert Adoma, of course. A very beautiful overload that was created with Elmo and Albert there, which allowed him to put the ball in. Fantastic. Dean Smith is loving it. Look at him, Villa fans. It is pandemonium on that west side of Wembley. You can only imagine the beers flying. It's beautiful. A man who was born to produce on the big stage. He's played in Champions League games. He's played against Barcelona. Anwar El-Ghazi has put Aston Villa ahead just before half-time. But this home shirt is definitely one that, is instantly become an iconic shirt, not only because it's made by the wonderful Luke Roper himself, designed by him, obviously produced by Fanatics, Villa fan, but, just being the shirt that got us promotion instantly puts it in, have I just tempted fate there? Villa have not yet been promoted, but being that shirt that you wear in the playoff final, it's a gorgeous shirt, and it's a shirt that Derby are looking at thinking, Jesus Christ, what a shirt! We're just wearing a white shirt, same sponsor.
Yep. Yeah, no, the Villa kit is really nice. Isn't it beautiful to think that all of that? Oh, of course, obviously, we don't know who the outcome of this game. But all of that memorabilia and all of the stuff that both sides must have brought to this game, preparing for the eventuality that they do win, all of the champagne. There's something quite satisfying that we might see all of the Derby colour streamers packed up for another year at the end of this game.
Could be longer than a year as well, Dan, given the current climate in which we're in. And Anwar El Ghazi here, cutting inside. He's going to get his shot off. Takes a massive deflection. John McGinn's found his way in. He's come out. John McGinn has scored in front of the Villa faithful. There we go. He's done the belly slide. Forget about the knee slide. He's on his belly. Aston Villa 2-0 up. John McGinn, absolute pandemonium. I think it's at this moment the Villa fans can comfortably say they are going in the Premier League. We are Premier League. Dan, talk us through that goal.
Well, I think what we've seen there, mate, is Kelly Roos have an absolute Western super, in all honesty. Anwar's cut off this right-hand side. Jayden Bogle's going to need a ticket to get back into Wembley after that one because Anwar's just left him for dead outside there. He's taken that shot on his right boot, as we just see there. It's kind of looped in the air. I think Kelly Roos is in two minds, comes out to get it, challenges with the wrong meatball instead of the football, and John McGinn ever so sort of looks over the linesman. I think I speak for all the Villa fans there. There's a sort of belated celebration as we look at the ref. Just check that one's a goal. Meatball knows it, celebrates by slamming his chin into the turf.
Look at that shot, an iconic shot of Dean celebrating and Frank absolutely up in arms. The Derby County fans behind them cannot believe what they've just seen. Richard Keogh left absolutely on his knees, a sight that we have seen many a time before this, and a sight that I think Richard Keogh is used to seeing plenty of times afterwards as well. Derby are trying to get themselves back in this game desperately. Villa are just happy to kind of let them do their thing and just sweep up as and when they have to. I think they're very much feeling like this game is in the bag.
Yeah, absolutely. You've sort of got kind of sort of dropped in now, and I think you can sort of see that he's now dropped into, it was a bit of a flat 3 earlier on in the game. Connor's now sitting a bit deeper. McGinn's acting as the sort of pressing trigger in that midfield, and he's the one that's going to close down. Yeah, Villa are just quite happy, I think, now to sit back. You saw that long ball go over Mings' head just a few moments ago, and those are the situations that Villa have got to protect against now as we see Derby really get the first fruit of their labour in this corner. But Villa have just got to drop deep, break up their rhythms, foul where it's appropriate, make sure that they don't start to string a few passes together, and just really try and see this game out as effectively as you can. You've got the option in that out ball in Tammy Abraham that you can go short or long with. You can either send him short to come and fetch and he can do hold up, or you can go long and try and get him in behind. So all Villa have got to make sure is that they make sure they defend regimentally. What a challenge that is!
Fantastic challenge from Tyrone there. Looks like he's injured himself, stopping Martin Waghorn. He's still on the floor. We don't want another replay of Leeds. Oh, and there we go. Jack Marriott has scored. Tyrone is on the floor. There's no kicking the ball out here. It is 2-1. A very disappointing goal to concede, Dan.
Yeah, disappointing. I think, unfortunately for Ty, I think... this ball's come over the top, and it's a long ball that the defence should never be split that easily, to be honest with you. But that McCovery challenge by Mings is exceptional. Can't find it in himself to get up, and I think because he doesn't do that, the space is then opened up in the middle of the penalty box. There's too much space between Tyrone and Axel in that long ball there. But yeah, because Mings didn't get up, it keeps that space open around the penalty spot. And if you give a player like Jack Marriott that time, that space, that close to the goal, you're only going to end up with one outcome. And now this is the situation that Villa really didn't want to avoid. I think we've got just over 5 minutes maybe of regular time left to play. Squeaky bum time.
The partnership of Axel and Courtney, whilst is one that we've not seen a lot of during this season, was a very strong one that we've seen in games like Birmingham City away as well. Both very formidable forces at the back. The two men, very strong, very agile, very mobile, good range of passing, which is what you want. And as you say, you've got to hope that they're not overthinking things too much, as we can see Andre Green pressing Ashley Cole there, old against young in Wembley. The noise is just outrageous, Dan. The Villa fans have been fantastic all throughout this game, even during this attack where Derby County looked like they're going to have their last attempt at trying to salvage something. Again, safely caught by Jed Steer. He he knows what his job is at this stage. He's just got to shield that ball, make sure it doesn't go in the back of the net. Take as much time as you need, Jed, because we are seconds away from being in the Premier League right now. And I think we can say that now, Dan. It looks like Aston Villa are getting promoted as Jed Steer hoofs the ball up.
I think you're absolutely right, mate. I think this is starting to look like something as Grealish for a beautiful, beautiful moment. Thought that he was going to be able to take that through 1-on-1. Prince William thought he was onside as well. He can't believe it. The tension is palpable.
Donning the baseball cap there, Your Highness, looking fantastic.
Looking very sharp, very sharp. I think as Bruce is going to attempt to give Derby just one more look in here, but no, what a moment this is for Villa. A long, hard graft all season culminates in this. I think they've dealt with it really well. It's very hard to keep a clean sheet in a playoff final, and that offside could well seal it, mate.
It could, and we're looking at, there we go, it's full time. Aston Villa 2, Derby County 1. The players are on the pitch. Henry Lansbury's running in. Look at the coaching staff. The togetherness, Dan. This is just absolutely wonderful. Dean, as always, being a very humble man, straight over to Frank Lampard, giving him a handshake. And you can see the owners, Suso and co. Everyone is over there. Prince William celebrating with John Carew. Who would have thought it? Look at that combo. Could you imagine them two up front by themselves? Fantastic. And we're seeing the infamous footage of Grealish and co celebrating. It's just wonderful. And when you're in the stadium at this point, there's no better feeling. Aston Villa are back where they belong after 3 long and disgusting seasons in the Championship. Aston Villa are in the Premier League.
Absolutely, mate. And it's a good job this camera's only showing me from the waist up, because I'm pretty happy to see this right now. It's a beautiful sight, mate. No one thought we'd be here. It's been such a tumultuous season. If you wind it back to the loss here at Wembley the season before, and everything that's gone, in between that, from the massive events like the financial crisis and administration, to the new owners coming in, the sacking of Steve Bruce, the topsy-turvy games, both of the games against the Blues, everything like that has culminated in Villa, and this amazing story led by that amazing man right there, Dean Smith, leading us to Wembley. As you said, being very gracious in defeat, but no doubt absolutely delighted to lead his boycott club back to the big time. And I think that's a big element for it for me, mate, is just the romance of all this, and not just what it meant to get promoted, but what it meant to get promoted with Dean Smith, with Jack Grealish, with just little things like you mentioned earlier, with Luke as the kit manufacturer. There seems to be Villa DNA in almost every aspect of this win here today. And it's Suso, yeah, you can see just how much it means to him getting teary up there in the gantry. What a result. In one of my favourite moments of the day, where Jack immediately went to find Chesney and led him up the steps with him. And I think it was really important that we acknowledged the importance of that man to Jack Grealish's left there.
Absolutely.
And the sacrifices that he's made, and I'm sure, knowing Chesney, he would have given everything in his power to make sure that he could have played today. Injuries kept him out for whatnot, and he's been plagued this season. Didn't quite make it for the squad on the day, but really nice that he got up there to lift the trophy.
So if you enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe for more content. Hopefully we've got some more podcasts coming out with exclusive guests down in the future. We are working tirelessly on getting people on the podcast, so we hope you guys enjoyed that. And up the Villa. We are Premier League.
Just as essential to fulfilling this got potential. It's the main man, a hero. He's the main leader of the gang. Chester.